Well, talking about last week, what I had told you all was confirmed when we got there. I was worried about our lack of focus on a team who we thought we could beat. And not to say that we didn't play well the second quarter, because we did play really well the second quarter. The first quarter we did not. We come out defensively and it was okay. We made them punt. I took the win. We won the toss. I took the win. There's about a 20-mile-an-hour south wind. So you all know when you take the win and not the ball, you're playing an extra possession of defense. But I was fine with that. Number one, because I thought we were that good defensively. Number two, I didn't think we played the second half. So, I'll take the win. That's fine. I don't think it'll make it to the second half. And it didn't. But we kicked off to them down there, made them punt to the wind early, and I was really disappointed with our offensive, where we were at offensively focus-wise. We come back and get a penalty the first play of the game. Now, I will say this, because in the rule book, which I know none of y'all are going to turn me in, OSA rule book, it says there's a rule in there that says about publicly criticizing officials can result in suspension for coaches. And so I'm just telling you, I'm not criticizing them, but they were god-awful. So we had a penalty the first play of the game and backed us up, so now we're first and 15, and our rhythm's already off. The first two series, Craig, we were first and 35 at one point.
Yeah.
Off of, okay?
In fact, one of the ones we scored off of, we went back 35.
We were on 35 and then went back the other way.
Ended up going and scoring.
We had, I was skipping ahead a little bit, but we had 300 yards of offense in 2 quarters. That was in the books. We had 160 taken away from penalties. So, 2 touchdowns called off the board and 160 yards of offense taken away from penalties. So,
what kind of penalties was it, Coach?
The touchdown pass to Colwell, 70-yarder, was not enough men on line of scrimmage when our senior wide receiver, who is a great kid and a very smart kid, says, "Coach," and he's never had that penalty before. Trust me, we would have addressed that. "Did you check on?" I said, and he said, "Yes, Coach. I looked right at him and checked on." And then he rung him up. Of course, the penalty came from their sideline. So if y'all watch enough football or around officials, as long as the official checks you on, the outside man, it may look like you're off the ball. But all the high school, especially high school kids, this is what they're going to do. They're going to move up until the official tells them to stop. So he might have put him there and checked him on. Well, then the coaches on their sideline are screaming, "He's not on the ball, he's not on the ball." He'll ring him up. So that's what happened. 70-yard touchdown, call off the board. And that's Bush League. I mean, you just don't do that. So, and it happened, which is fine. It's going to happen. You don't always get the best guys available anymore. It's really bad anymore, honestly, officiating, because our state, they don't pay these guys enough money. And I'm just being honest with you. They have to travel all over. They have to listen to guys. All they do is complain. I never say anything to them. But other coaches do. Other guys do complain to them. And so... But it's a thankless job. I mean, I do. I mean, I was upset when it happened, but I mean, I talked to those guys afterwards, and they're human, and it's their third game of the season too. They're not in a rhythm as well. Some of them just their second. So, but besides that, we get into the second quarter. Defensively, we settle in. We give up 69-yard touchdown play in the first quarter because we were misaligned defensively. So it's kind of hard to stop jet sweep when your force safety isn't lined up down in force. So you're minus a player over there. And all that is communication. As well as we're playing right now, we're still young and inexperienced. I mean, we really are in a lot of spots. I mean, I played 3 freshmen a lot the other night. A lot. I have starting strong safety who's didn't even letter last year, but is a great player this year. He put that much time in the weight room in the offseason. So, I mean, we're just inexperienced. So, things like that are going to happen. We recovered well from it. It's amazing what happens when we get lined up and do the game plan correctly. I mean, everything was good. They had 20 yards of offense besides that one touchdown. And one play. Take that away, they had 20 yards of total offense in 2 quarters. So, defensively dominated that much. Offensively, Mitchell Meyer had 200 yards rushing by himself, is what we had him at. So, when your quarterback's doing that, number one, that's a lot of carries for your QB. It makes you nervous. But a lot of those are not called. That means he's making the correct reads. So if we're running inside zone, he's reading the backside end, he crashes, and there's no straight player, he's gone. And he's doing really well. He's starting to come into that, feel comfortable with the offense, learning how to try to not take shots when he doesn't need to. He's not sliding on 4th down anymore. Hopefully we're over that. But I'm telling you guys, he is going to be a great player. I mean, he really is. He's going to be a really good player. Starting to be a leader a little bit. We've got to get Austin Sklar healthy. He has not been healthy one game yet. And hopefully that will happen. He's got some knee issues, nothing structurally wrong, but he's got some fluid. And could even be looking at a cracked patella. I mean, some things like that. His left ankle, he blew up his ankle against Thomas the first play of the game and played with it the rest. And Saturday morning, it looked like the size of a beach ball. I mean, it was just... So we held him out of practice all week last week, trying to get him healthy this week. Because to be honest with you, we have not been able to do offensively what we wanted to coming into the season because I haven't had him. He makes that big a difference at tailback for us. So hopefully that happens. We got Fairview this week. Fairview's battling some injuries as well. We don't know if they'll get their quarterback back. He's a really good player as well. He's a good player. They've got 2 linemen that can play that did not play against Chisholm, did not play against Watonga. So they've been battling injuries, and they could be back. Fairview was a team that was preseason top 5 in Class A. They've had 2 losses, one to Chisholm, which is no shame in that, one to Watonga that snuck up on people. But those 3 kids didn't play against Watonga. So they're a good football team. It's a rivalry. It's kind of weird to me because yesterday I'm jumping around, hollering around, and I'm like, Fairview, baby. Fairview. God, I cannot wait to go over to Fairview. And these kids are going, Fairview? I don't know. I mean, I'm like, you guys not get it? Do you not get it? Fairview, Chisholm, Watonga, Hennessy. Do you not get it? And they're like, well, Chisholm, yeah, for Fairview, I don't. Now I got to think. I haven't played Fairview for a long time. I haven't played them since 2008, I think. Was that right? 2009? Okay. So I've played it for a while. These kids don't know anything about it. They don't get the Fairview deal. So I'm going to try to bring that back in a little bit. Try to get them to understand we don't want to lose to Fairview. So we'll get that going back. If we can get through this week, knock on wood, and be 4-0 going down to Hennessy, that will be one of the biggest games in the state. Because Hennessy is more than likely going to be 1-3, but that's a loss to Kingfisher, a loss to Jones. Jones is number 1 in 3A. That's who they play this week. If they beat Jones, then we're all in trouble. But I think Jones will handle them. And their other loss was to Perkins, a 3A team. So they're going to be 1-3, but that's deceiving. They're still Hennessy. And they've got their best player got hurt the first scrimmage, dislocated his elbow. They set him out exactly the amount of weeks it took back to come back and play us the first district game. So he'll be back next week. And he's a really good player. He's a starter at Choctaw, a 6A school, moved into Hennessy. So after that, we have a bye week, and then we have Chisholm. So if you look at our next 3 weeks, Fairview, Hennessy, Chisholm, shouldn't have any trouble getting kids ready to play for those. And 2 of them, the ones that matter, district, Hennessy and Chisholm, are huge, huge, huge playoff implications. If we could steal a win there, that gives us a chance to play for a home playoff game, if that could happen. So I'm not putting anything into it because, trust me, I see them every day at practice. And if the guys who were ranking them saw them, they probably wouldn't rank this. But we're ranked in 2 publications in the state. We're ranked 8th in VIPE and 10th by OK Preps.
VIPE actually moved us up to 5.
Did they really?
Yeah. I mean,
they really haven't seen us practice. But the thing about it is, guys, that is such a huge compliment to our program and to us and our community and our kids to be, what are we now, 15 games removed, 14 from an 0-10 season, and now people are thinking enough of us to stick us in the top 5 of the poll. So hopefully we live up to that. I don't know if we're quite there yet, but I can tell you we are playing really well. Kids have a lot of confidence in what we're doing, and they seem to be having a lot of fun. So Yes, sir.
If we would lose our quarterback, what kind of shape are we in on the backup quarterback? How far-
We drop out of top 5, I can tell you that. Yeah, that's it. Well, my backup quarterback has a cracked patella, probably. So he's the one that we can't get healthy. And coming into the season, I felt really, really good about it because I had 2 guys that can play. And I knew Mitch would be okay, and then Austin can play. When he's healthy, he's as good as anybody in our district. So if that were to happen, I'd probably move Davion Murrow back there, and we've got Stephen Willard, who, folks, is going to be a player
I think
too.
he's gonna be, yeah.
He is going to be a player. He's a freshman. He's a tough kid playing quarterback. As a matter of fact, he is the only quarterback that I can remember besides Tyler that I've had to say that I was like looking at him going, I told Coach, like, dude, I can't get him to stay away from people. Like, he'll take the ball and just mow people down. I'm like, listen, when I put you at linebacker, that's great. But when you're playing on this side of the ball, we need a little bit of finesse. He's a tough kid. I mean, if you guys ever watch Tyler play, it was a middle linebacker just at quarterback, and it was awesome. But that's what he's going to be when he's older. Totally different from Mitch. Mitch has a lot of finesse. A lot of he's like your Baker Mayfield type of offense guy. I mean, he can move, create problems. Steven is this way. It doesn't matter who's over there. I'm blowing him up. So, but he's a really tough kid too. A really tough kid. But to answer your question, it would not be good for the Gold Bugs if number 10 is not out there. If you do go to Fairview Friday night, it's another 60% chance of rain, so keep that in mind. Hopefully, I don't want it to rain, by the way. Some weeks we want it to. We don't want it to rain this week because they can't cover that newfound forward pass very well. So we don't want it to rain. Anything else? All right, thank you.